What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be talking about the arranger on the Pioneer Toraiz SP-16. I want to start off, I already have a track and everything made. So I have 12 patterns used. These 3 are empty. And I have the 16th pattern. And I have 1 scene used. So on pattern 1, let me take the arranger off. I have that. On 2, 3, 6, 7. So I have everything laid out. All the patterns are already made and everything. So once you have all your patterns the way you want it to play, in order, or even if you have them not in order on the arranger, you can put them in order how you want them to play. So all the patterns are already loaded. All my music is loaded. Now it's time for the arrangement, how I want them to play. So I'm gonna go right here on the screen and get a close-up. Okay, here we have the number, the position, the length, the scene, the pattern, the repeat, and the beats per minute. On this video, what I'm going to show is how to play them the way you want them to come out. So on the first pattern, you see, it tells you first, as far as music goes, it says you want the scene, the pattern, and the repeat. These are the main 3 ones that you're going to be using for the arranger. So all of them, since I only have 1 scene, all of them are going to say 1 because they're scene 1. Pattern is going to show you the pattern that's playing at the moment, and the repeat, the times you want it to repeat. So here I have scene 1, and the first pattern that's going to play is 16. And it's going to repeat itself 1 time, like this. Then on the second one, right here, on the second number on the arranger, I have scene 1, pattern 1, and it's going to repeat 1 time. It's going to loop 1 time, and that's it. And once it loops, it's going to jump to number 3, which is the same thing, scene 1. I'm not even going to mention the scene anymore because they're all 1s. But it's pattern 2, and it's going to repeat twice. On the next arrangement, number 4, it's going to play pattern 3, and it's going to play it twice. On the next one, 4, 2, just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put the arranger on. Once you got all that set up the way you wanted to play, I have a total of 16 arrangements. And then it comes to the end of the arrangement. So pattern 1, it's going to start on pattern 16, and then it's going to go start pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 3, pattern 4, pattern 5, go back to 3 again, 2, 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and that's the end. And it's going to be marking as it goes. As it plays, it's going to mark where it's at. See, we're on arranger 3 now. It just switched. And this is why I wanted the DJS to have this feature, because you can make a full song with it and not have to be pressing them manually, automatic. and it's gonna keep playing until it reaches the end. Now I want to show here, this is how you do that part. You go here, it's real easy, real easy. Let's say I wanted that. That's pattern 1. And if I wanted to start with that one instead, I would go hit that, and here on I will listen to it first to know what you're playing, and here on the scene I'll pick the scene it is, and then the pattern, that one is 1, so I would, and I have it set to 16, but I would just go ahead and scroll it down to 1. And then let's say I wanted to repeat it 4 times, just to say. I'm going to put the arranger on. Now you're going to hear that one. It's not going to start with what it started at first. It's going to start with that one. See? First it started like this. It started on pattern 16. And I had it repeating only once. But we're going back down to, we're going to set it to pattern 1 and repeat it 4 times. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. Those are the 4 times. Then it would have continued to the next one, which is the same one that I have right there playing, because it's actually pattern 1. But I'm not going to keep letting it play, because really it's 16 that I had it on, and I had the repeat at 1. So you also can copy and paste. Let's say I wanted to take that first arranger, copy it, and there it is, paste it. Once it's selected to the arrangement, once you hit play, it's gonna do what it has in there. Like, you can't jump in and try to edit something while it's playing, because it's not gonna work. Like, see, for example, let's say I want to choose 9, but if the arranger is set to on, it's not gonna give me 9. It's gonna start from the beginning. So I gotta make sure I take that out so I can check 9. The BPM, you can set that as well. Let's say I wanted, let's see, number 2. I'm gonna set number 2 to a slow BPM. Let's see. The original speed on this was 130, by the way. I just slowed down that second one to 80. That's why you hear it slow. When you adjust your BPMs, let's say this track is at 130. The original, the way I created it, was at 130. If I'm going to use the arranger to slow down a pattern and to speed up the next one, I gotta make sure they're all like that. They're all fixed. Because if I only adjust one, like that one that I put at 80, well, then the BPM on the master is gonna stay at 80 at all times, because it goes down and it stays like that. So I gotta make sure if I put that on 80 and I want it to go back to 130 again, on this one I gotta put 130, 130, 130, and let's say I wanted this one at 90, put it on 90, 130, 130, like that. You gotta set them all, because if you only set one, it's gonna stay for the rest of the track. It's gonna stay like that. Once it hits that 80, if you don't have nothing, like I have nothing right now, it's gonna keep playing at that speed. So let's say on the first one you have nothing, on the second one you put it on 80, and then on the third one you left it alone, and from there on you left it alone. Well, it's gonna continue on 80. So you gotta put 80 and then bring it back to 130 on the next one. And then you could probably leave it alone and it'll continue at 130. So something to keep in mind, just in case you have one of those tracks that are fast and then all of a sudden they get that slow half time, like from 130, and then you bring it down to like to 65, which is half, and then you do some kicks and some slow stuff right there real quick, and then you want to bring it back up to 130. That's how you do it. You come over here, you do let's say I'm gonna bring it down to 80, and then I'm gonna bring it back up to 130 on this. That's at normal speed. It's at 130. It went down to 80. There you go. And I went back to 130 again. And from there on, since I have nothing else set, it should play at 130. There it is. Stayed at 130. Now it's on number 4. So that's how you work with that one. Nothing hard to do here. It's easy. All you got to do is just select your scenes, select your patterns, and the time you want it to loop around, your repeat, and your BPM if there's a BPM change on the track. If the track's going to play at the same speed during the whole thing, you don't even have to worry about the BPM, because it's going to stick to whatever you have it set over here on the master. You got it at 130, it's going to stay at 130. Now, if you have one of those tracks like I mentioned earlier that, that plays a portion of it, like a drop or whatnot, a portion that slows down to 65 or 75 BPMs, then right after that, you would have to set the next track to go to the speed that you originally wanted, and then from there on, you don't have to worry about it. And you got to make sure your arranger's on after everything so it can play the way you want it to. And I think that's about it. There ain't really much else to say about the arranger. It's really easy, simple to use. So see you guys on the next video.